On today's episode of Forgotten Friend Reptile TV, we're going to rescue this adorable snake, and then he's going to bite Jessie like this, and a bunch of other ways. Here we go. We're out on this beautiful country back porch, and pretty soon that table is going to have a snake on it that we're going to be rescuing. So we're with a local family that found a snake trapped in garden mesh.
Oh, feeding the cat.
Oh, so you're feeding the cats, and then what happened? What did you notice on the ground?
I saw a snake.
A snake, and where was he? Could you point to him?
Right here.
So he was right here, and I see you guys are growing some grass, and if we look up close, look what we have here. This plastic stuff, that's garden mesh, and it's good to get your grass started, but it can be pretty bad for snakes. So was the snake trapped in that garden mesh, Elliot? Well, that's pretty good. And then your mom was here too.
Yeah.
So tell us, what did you think when you saw the snake?
Well, I saw it and I wasn't quite sure what kind of snake it was. So I called my husband, and a guy at his work thought it might be a milk snake. So of course, all my kids were like, call Jesse and ask him.
And so they gave us a call. They made sure to get this snake out of the sun when it was found this morning. And then we got over here later this evening as soon as we could. And so we're going to show you, if this happens to you, we're going to show you how to safely remove a snake from garden mesh. All right, guys, this is the bucket and this is the garden mesh. So earlier today, our homeowner saved the snake's life. Their 4-year-old son, Elliot, found the snake, and then mom called us to make sure it wasn't venomous, to confirm that. And then I told her we couldn't be over for a few hours, but we asked her to take this garden mesh and to get it out of the sun. And it's a good thing she did, because if she didn't get the snake out of the sun, he for sure would have cooked in the sun. You can see clearly what this is. This is a very popular snake in Lancaster County for people who know snakes. You can see he's a highly adorable snake. See, the head is already through there. He's very healthy and active. You can see he's flicking his tongue, but he cannot get out of that garden mesh. And so this pattern, actually, when you understand it, it's a very easy snake to distinguish from other snakes. Looks like someone took a Sharpie and outlined their pattern with a black Sharpie. Do you guys see that clear black outline? That's something you only see on a milk snake. That's something you're not going to see on a copperhead. So anytime you see that clear black outline, looks like someone took a Sharpie to the snake, that will tell you for sure it's a milk snake. Easiest. So we have lots of helpers today. Viola, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
So Viola is my helper, and then we have lots of the great helpers from this family that are here. And where is our Elliot? Could you raise your hand? Elliot is our snake finder today. Thank you so much, Elliot, for finding that snake. When you have a snake that's trapped in garden mesh, you first want to identify the species, as we have. We mentioned this is a milk snake. So not only, guys, are they non-venomous, not only are they harmless, but the milk snakes actually eat venomous snakes. In Pennsylvania, we have 2 snakes that can eat venomous snakes. One of them is the eastern milk snake. The other one is the black racer. So the racers and the milk snakes, not only are they harmless, not only are they beneficial for eating rodents and pests like that, but they actually can eat other snakes, which could include venomous snakes. They have a natural immunity to things like rattlesnakes and copperheads that are native here in Pennsylvania. So I'll show you some of the tools that you might use to free one of these snakes. So what's kind of neat about this knife, do you recognize the end of that kind of knife? So this is a knife that I actually forged myself. You can actually take an old railroad spike, and if you heat it up to like 8,000 degrees or something, you can actually forge it, twist it, hit it with a hammer enough times, and it turns into a really cool knife. These are just a pair of medical scissors. I really like them because you can see how tiny they are. They can get in lots of little spaces. Not everyone has medical scissors, so everyone probably has these things. These things are very helpful for removing garden mesh. So we're going to find our snake, and we're just going to work our way through this snake removal. So let's see, where is he trapped? A lot of times they get really bunched up. Actually, maybe I will use this one to cut away some of the mesh where there is no snake. So we'll just slowly cut him away with our railroad spike knife. And you can see we have some straw here, as well as actual garden mesh. As I get close to the snake, I want to be extra careful. So now I'm going to pull these scissors out, and we're going to start taking that away. So guys, this is just a process that takes a little bit of time. Anyone can do it. Keep in mind this snake, he doesn't know you're helping him. And he's also in pain. So what happens is he's going to get trapped in between these tiny squares. Let's just remind you how little these squares are. If I try to put my finger through one, my finger does not quite fit through there. Now this snake in the middle, let's take a look here. The middle, he is certainly bigger than my finger. Oh, hey buddy. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know if I like you. I don't think I'm actually gonna bite you. You seem like you're okay. So I don't think this snake is gonna bite me, but keep in mind, he probably is in pain because he has been trapped in this mesh all day. As we get closer to cutting closer towards the snake, see what we're doing there? I'm going to be very careful as I get close to the snake. And we just want to get a good close shot of where we're cutting here. So we're going to slowly work our way under there. All right, see this big mess, guys? We already removed that much of the mess. Let's just get a cute look. Look at his cute face. Guys, don't you love him? Look at those handsome kind of reddish, brownish eyes. And he actually is a very friendly snake. Look at how, when they pull themselves through, do you see how this mesh is just pulled all together? And so that's why these guys are struggling. That's why they're in pain, because they are going to completely try to pull themselves through. As they pull themselves through, it's going to bunch the stuff up. Then it's like a Chinese finger trap. But look at that, you can see, nice section of snake that just became free right there. So I think he's gonna be happy about that. But now we have another kind of traffic jam of bunched up mesh here that we're gonna work on, a new section. So just slowly going to clip away at this. Oh, finally we got a bite. Get a good close-up of that bite. So I don't blame him for doing that, guys, because as we were getting closer, this is what often happens. We're getting closer to the part of his body that is all trapped, and so that's where he's in pain. And so as we get closer to that part of his body that's in pain, he thinks where they're trying to hurt him, and so of course he's trying to protect himself. A bite from this little milk snake is nothing. If you have ever had a human baby and they start teething, much more painful bite from a human baby. If you have ever been bitten by something like a mouse or a chipmunk, much more painful bite from those guys. Oh, now he's got me on this one. So eventually though, he will realize it's okay. He doesn't need to bite me. And look at how little those bites are. They're really a non-consequential bite. So eventually he will let go there. I mean, actually, if we just ignore the bite there, sometimes that's what does the best. But you can see almost no marks from that bite. Once we
went with his tail fast.
So that tail rattling, that's another reason people get them mixed up with rattlesnakes. They have these beautiful markings, and so people get them mixed up. And the reason they rattle their tail is because they don't have vocal cords, so they can't make noise like us. They can't say, hey, stop it, that hurts. Look at this, guys. We're starting to see the whole picture here. So I want to get a little more of this away from on top here. And even right now, I don't know if you can, look at this. Even right now, he has garden mesh in his head. Can you, I don't know if you can see the garden mesh is going right into his mouth right there. So we're going to free him up of that right now. Hang on, buddy. Okay, we're going to get that garden mesh right out of your mouth. All right, so as soon as he opens up, he should be able to release the garden mesh that's in his mouth. I'm going to try to get this off of his head. Okay, now his head just got freed up. That's got to feel very good for him. Okay, we're going to pull that mesh out of there. All right, buddy. Does that feel better? Completely freed up. He says, it feels so good, I am going to bite you. All right, there you go. So now he is a lot more freed up. He's starting to look a lot more like a snake, isn't he? All right, we're getting a lot closer. So I'm going to just keep trimming away some of this junk here. Okay, another big piece is coming off right now. Right, so just to look, get a shot of this over here. This is everything that has come off of the snake so far. This is all that is left on the snake so far. So he's a lot closer right now to being rescued. The further we get, look at this. You can see that he's just constantly trying to bite me because he's in a little more pain. I'm sorry, buddy. We're going to get you out of here as fast as we can. Oh boy, I just got a whole big section free. Look at those scales, how those scales are kind of messed up there. This poor guy's been trapped in here for hours. Look at that snake section circle. You can see a nice snake section circle there, snake-shaped circle. That means he was trapped in there. We don't know how long. He may have been trapped overnight. We know he was not trapped for more than 24 hours because if they are trapped usually 24 hours in the summer, they will die from the heat. So now I'm getting closer to his head, and so he doesn't like that. So, and also keep in mind, the closer I get, remember, let's look at his scales again. See if you can see how wrinkly they are there. That means those are, that's areas that he was in pain that we're getting to. So don't worry, buddy. I know what pain feels like. I'm experiencing it right now, okay? We are like pain brothers right now. So the only thing, he's literally keeping my cutting hand away from the mesh, so that's not really helpful. But we'll see what I can reach with a snake biting me. I'm gonna still try to big chunk off of there and see what we can do. I know, buddy. So a lot of the times snakes will kind of get tired of biting you. A way that you could do this if you're smart, smarter than me, is you just put on some gloves. So, and these do not need to be fancy zookeeper gloves. You could, oh no, is he getting his tail trapped in the picnic table? That'll be our next video, rescuing a snake from a picnic table. So I can see why he's upset because right now we have, oh my, it's a very bad section. This is getting towards the thickest part of his body. There's a really big jam up here, but we are getting it. So guys, there are, by the way, I should mention this, there are, my understanding, some environmentally friendly garden mesh options that are safer for snakes. You know, there are pros and cons with this stuff. It is good because it helps vegetation to grow. Vegetation can be good for wildlife. It prevents bank erosion. Bank erosion is bad for wildlife. So there are some certainly pluses to using this garden mesh, but I understand there is also environmentally friendly garden mesh options that are not as dangerous for critters. This is the part where even if you can get one snip at a time, it's very important. And he's so tight, you just really cannot get more than one snip at a time. So that's what we're doing. We're just slowly getting in there, just one snip at a time. And you see how he's becoming free there. Thanks, Phil. All right, so we are slowly and surely getting through the snake. Look at this, guys. Look at how much of the snake is out. Look at, even though right now he wants to bite me. Yeah, of course he doesn't bite my wedding ring. He goes to the finger without the ring. Let's see if I can get him. There you go, buddy. Here, bite the wedding ring. Go ahead, try that. See, that's what white gold tastes like. Remember when we first met and you never bit me? I like that part of our relationship the best. Just got another huge chunk off of there. All right, so we are getting closer. All right, now I know you don't like me. I understand that. I understand. I'm not going to eat you, I promise. We're just going to cut you out of here. And got some big chunks here we're working on. You always want to make sure, I'm going to just sort of state the obvious, always want to make sure as you are cutting, be patient, because you do not want to get a piece of the snake when you're cutting. That defeats the purpose. All right, another big chunk just went away. All right, let's look at what's left. Let's see if you can get close up. Let me put his scissors down. That's what's left, guys. You see there's very little, I'm going to say maybe 10 or 12 cuts left to do. And we've probably done, just to give you an idea, we probably cut away over 100 squares at this point from this snake. So we're going to see if we can get in there, right? So don't pull on the tail, just hold it. Good job. All right, we just cut away. I was able to get about 2 or 3 on that cut. I know, buddy. I know you're not real happy about this. Okay, I have, oh good, I was able to get, guys, this is it. Here it comes. Look at that. So we have a snake now who's completely freed. His scales don't even look too bad right now. Many times you'll see cuts in their scales, in their skin, and I can feel where the things were, but we're not seeing visibly. We're not seeing any cuts. The other thing that I'm noticing, guys, now that he's out of pain, you notice one thing he's not doing anymore. Before he was in pain as we were working towards those places that he was trapped in the mesh. Now that he's out of pain, he's back to how we started our relationship. He just wants to look at us. He no longer wants to bite us. And you can see on my hands, I have a little bit of blood right there, but if we would take that away, there we go. You can see there's hardly any marks. So they really have tiny, tiny teeth. It's not something that you have to worry about. All right, so we're gonna finish up this video by walking him down the hill, and we're gonna release him. Okay. So we know he probably lives around those woods, probably spends some time hiding under that rock wall. That's where we're gonna release him. Unless, I should ask, Phil, do you have any neighbors you don't like? We could always release him in their yard. But look at this, guys. Since we got him out of pain, he has not bitten me one time.
Hey, Dad, can I hold that snake?
There you go. So now Viola's gonna hold him. Viola, do you actually want to release him into the rock piles?
Okay, but this snake is really nice.
I know, he is a very nice snake. All right, yeah, guys, does anyone else? Elliot, do you guys want to pet his tail before he goes? So the best way, guys, is leave the head go free. There you go. And you can pet his tail. Good job, guys. Yeah, that is a nice adult-sized milk snake. You can see that one's probably not quite 30 inches or so, maybe not quite 36 inches. All right, so let's find a good place in the rock pile over here. I agree with you, Viola. All right, guys, so here's what we're gonna do. Why don't you let him go on the top, Viola? So we're gonna put him right here on the top, and watch, guys, he's gonna disappear. He's gonna go right back into the wild. Okay, you see, there he goes. Look at that, guys, you never know he's there. Now that you saw him disappear, look at this rock wall system that goes all the way up and down, all the way along the yard. Who knows? You can only guess how many milk snakes are in there. All right, guys, well, thanks for giving reptiles a chance. Does anyone want to wave goodbye? Hey, bye, guys. All right, Elliot, for being a reptile angel and helping this snake today, here is your Give Reptiles a Chance sticker. Good job. And for being a great reptile angel mom, there's your Give Reptiles a Chance sticker. Thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to give reptiles a chance, please subscribe to our channel. Visit ForgottenFriend.org or click on the donate button right here on this video. Forgotten Friend is a 501c3 nonprofit reptile rescue and educational organization.